Guys, so we've got a Spartan build that we just finished. This is from the Winner's Choice waffle that I ran on my page yesterday, which would have been the 24th of August. So congrats again to Mr. Fillmore. He had the Love Life watch that was probably 20-ish to 30-ish builds ago. That's on the page. So first watch he bought, and this one he won. So congrats again, man. He went with this Spartan dial. It is a brass distressed dial that we went back in and lumed around it. And since I had just done a build for him on a 350 brushed, I went with a 670 brushed. So the only difference with that one is it's the same width, overall left to right, but it has 20 millimeter instead of 22 millimeter lugs. But overall, it is the same size. Did some silver hands that we redid in black and then lumed. And then I had an antique brass cerakoted K35 bezel. And I went back and did it in black paint. And then instead of using something more abrasive, I just wiped it with my finger all the way around and just kept removing it and leaving some on there, just getting it cleaned up. But what I was doing was pushing it into those pores and not really letting it get out of there. And then I clear coated it. Then I went back and I did a coating of a clear coat that tints a little bit darker. So it just made that made that bezel look a little bit more robust and distressed. So quite a fan of it. It turned out really awesome. Large window exhibition caseback on it, stainless steel movement holder going around there, and then I did a gilded rotor to go with the dial. Also, I did that black in there to kind of tie in those hands. Gold looked a little odd with that brass background, and silver looked a bit odd with the brass background. So I went with black and then tied that in up here. And then we've got this on one of my Italian Aviator straps. Just thought it was pretty fitting. Painted edges, off-white stitching. This is one of the ones that I sell the most of. And then brush clasp on this end. Make sure that for whatever reason, just feels like the video was hazy or something like that. But could just be the time of the day. I've got the sun behind the clouds in both directions, so coming through both windows. Not really anything super bright. But that is your build, man. Hope you love it. I thought it turned out pretty awesome. As always, I put the bezels on a little bit tighter. They can turn left, they can turn right. There is no clicking. They are just held on with the tension ring. Automatic and mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder to keep your time. But if you're not going to be active or very low activity, you want to make sure you pre-wind it before you put it on, just to make sure that you don't lose time throughout the day. So how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. At that point you can wind. And a wind is a turn away from you. A turn backwards doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to just wind back and forth. Do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on your wrist. That coupled with your movement on that rotor will keep you good through the day. If you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, you're going to max out that 31 plus hour power reserve, which is what I do, because I built this yesterday and it's been running all night. And that's how I make sure that the hands are set properly and the movement's good. You pull it to the one and only click. You can now set your time. It's not a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. You'll also notice you've got a wobble crown that's going to deflect lateral pressure from going into the stem, into the movement. So if you're pushing and prying on it, it's not going to bend anything or put any adverse pressure on there. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 1:06 p.m.
1:06 p.m. Just push it right back over and thread it down. And there's your build, sir. I hope you like it. I thought it turned out pretty kick-ass. As always, every build comes with matching beads. This was just going to come in one of the special edition boxes, brown boxes. You will have some watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts, so everything here in the middle. Some leather conditioner. This is good to maintain that Italian leather strap. Keep it perfectly soft. Just apply what you need, which is barely any at all. Rub it on and let it soak in. And then lastly, some Novus 2 repackaged from Amazon. It's just essentially the same thing as Polywatch, but this is an acrylic glass. You can scratch it if you do. Put a tiny bit on there and buff against it using your included ultrafine microfiber, and buff that scratch out in about 15-20 seconds. Just go across the scratch back and forth, fill in that scratch, and then if you generate some heat with your thumb, you will essentially buff it out quicker. So that's the build, man. I hope you like it. Congrats again, and thank you for all the support. If you think you want to build for me, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.